I don't know what they do, but they somehow or another spawn just feelings of peace and calm. And so I would encourage that. All right. Let's see. So when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, try visiting a park or a body of water, or being out in nature, outdoors, surrounding yourself with plants, flowers, getting a water fountain for your desk, or getting a fish tank. I used to have a 50-gallon fish tank, and I would sit sometimes at night when I was single and just not feeling particularly great about myself or about life. I'd sit there and I would just watch my fish tank and watch the fish. And there's something about that that's very calming. So that's number one. Get outside, or, surround yourself with water, fish tank or something like that. Number two, listen to music. Now, I found this interesting. Get out your absolute favorite grouchy, wallowy music and relish in tunes that match your mood for as long as it feels good. So if you're feeling like crap, then find some music that is, that matches that mood. It's and a lot of you might not like that kind of music. I don't know why that happens. Allow yourself to listen to that music, even if it's not the kind of music that you enjoy listening to. Find some music that kind of matches your grouchy mood, and listen to it, and as long as it feels good to listen to it. And then when you start feeling better, adjust your music to fit your brighter mood. Does that make sense? Alrighty. Well, my desktop just shut down. Sweet. That's all right. Everything else is working. So, when you start to feeling better, adjust your music to fit your brighter feelings. The opposite can also help. According to somebody, Minnie Nini, if you're upset, try listening to uplifting music. If you're anxious or worried about something, try listening to soothing music. This study found that listening to classical music for just 10 minutes minimized participants' negative moods. And I believe that. Music is, golly, the language of the universe. And so music, even my wife was watching our twin grandsons Saturday night, and they were fussy. So she pulled up on Pandora a channel with cello music, which is very soothing. And she started playing that. And the babies just relaxed and calmed down. And it's amazing how that works. But it does work. Other research found that listening to music lowers blood pressure, heart rate, and levels of stress hormone, cortisol. That's what I was telling earlier. Cortisol is a stress hormone. This study found these effects in 54 nurses who listened to soothing music for 30 minutes. Combining calming tunes with slow breathing also might help. This research found that participants with high blood pressure who listened to 30 minutes of classic, Celtic, or Indian music while performing breathing exercises had significantly lower blood pressure than those who didn't. Combining calm tunes with slow breathing. Well, I just read that. Okay, we'll move on. Number 3, embody your bad mood. So what is that mood? I mean, what does that mean? Ask your bad mood how it wants to move and honor its impulses in safe but sometimes messy ways. Okay, so ask your mood, what do you need? What's so frustrating? What's making me so upset? And it says, there we go, it's back on. How about that? Isn't that nice? And you can do it sometimes in messy ways. And I'll give you some examples. And I did this just Saturday night. Smashing eggs. Just smashing eggs. Breaking old dishes. I don't know about that. Ripping up paper or punching pillows. Things like that. You know what I did? I'm a gun enthusiast, and I was feeling particularly in a bad mood. So I thought, I'm going to do one of the most aggressive things that I can do. There's a firing range not too far from my house. So I took my gun and I went and bought some practice rounds, 100 practice rounds, and I went to the range and I shot and I shot and I shot and I shot. And as I was doing that, the aggression that was inside of me, almost with every pull of the trigger, that aggression, just a little bit of it was gone. Boom, a little bit more gone. Boom, 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 a little bit more gone. And by the time I was done shooting, I noticed that, golly, I don't feel so bad. Other than the $38 I spent for the shells, that kind of made me feel bad. But it worked, So that's a few ways to embody your bad mood. Number 4, tune into your murky mood. Try getting quiet and asking the cranky part of yourself, and I know this sounds silly, but if you don't try it, it is silly. But when you do try it, you'll find out maybe it ain't so silly. Ask yourself, what it's upset about. In other words, instead of fighting with your feelings, figure out what you need. Don't fight against your feelings. Figure out what you need. Let your mood be your messenger. Sometimes just honoring the impulse to have some alone time, get more sleep, ask for help with something, or take space in a relationship is what you need to feel more at peace. So in other words, don't leave your wife or anything like that, but sometimes maybe you need to just, honey, I'm feeling like crap, and I'm going to go see a movie. So you get out and you go. You're basically having your alone time, even though you're around a bunch of people. It's really still alone time, because, and plus the movie can take your mind away from whatever it is that may be bothering you. I like to watch fantasy type movies like Lord of the Rings, those type special effect type movies. And those movies really do take me out of myself and put me somewhere else. And then I'm entertained. And by the time it's over, I've forgotten about my bad mood. You know what I'm screaming? Let's see. Yeah, so sometimes maybe you just need to find a little alone time. Number 5, assume control. Because who's in control of yourself? Yourself. People who feel like they have some control over their lives are happier than people who feel powerless. Don't you agree with that? If you feel like you have control over your life, don't you feel better than the times that you feel like you don't have any control? I know I do. If there's a particular situation that's bothering you, identify the elements you can control. All right? For example, if you're driving down the highway and somebody cuts you off, well, you can't control what they did, how they cut you off. But what you can't control is what you do about it. You don't throw up your middle finger at them. You don't roll your window down and, oh, you son of a, I'll kill you and everybody looks like you. That's just going to make you feel worse. And you might say it to the wrong person, and then you got more trouble than you need. If there's a particular situation that's bothering you, identify the elements that you can control. For instance, if your partner's sick, learn more about their condition. But even the smallest things can count. Sometimes the only thing you might be able to control is your wake-up time. Let me get over here. Your wake-up time. And that's important too. So, let me move on to the next one. Number 6, engage in activities that honor your natural temperament. Now, what that means, your natural temperament, I'm sure most of you know what that means, but your natural temperament is your natural mood, how you are normally. When you're not in a bad mood, or when you're not manic and just some awesome mood, you win the lottery, that's not your normal temperament. Your normal temperament is like me right now. I'm not upset. I feel good. I'm not in a bad mood. I like to laugh, and I like to make other people laugh. That's my normal temperament. So this says engage in activities that honor your natural temperament. For example, if you're an introvert, Eder suggests carving out alone time. If you're an extrovert, she suggests talking to a friend or being somewhere with people like a coffee shop, or maybe a bit of both. Schedule a time limited activity with a person who consistently feels nourishing, followed by uninterrupted downtime. So sometimes, and I've done this many times, I've just really been in a bad mood, and I got to call my buddy Carl. I got to hit him up. Hey, Carl, man, I need you to come over. And he does. He'll come over, and we'll sit on the front porch, and I'll just unload on him and tell him, oh, man, I'm so pissed off about this. I hate this and that and this and that. And then he knows me so well, and he's not a hyper person, so he always talks to me in a calm voice. And he'll say just the right things because he knows me and he loves me. And then as he's doing that, I feel the tension and the anxiety just melting away. And then before I know it, we're laughing our butts off and cracking each other up and just having a wonderful time. So a lot of times that's what it takes. Find somebody that encourages you, that lifts you up. Spend a little time with them and see how that works. And last thing, number 7, is ride out your bad mood. Ride it out. Some days, no matter the tactics you try, and I know this is true. No matter what you try, you're still going to feel bad. And if that's the case, acknowledge it. Befriend it and wait. I don't know about befriending it. I don't want to be friends with my bad mood. I want to stab it in the buttocks. Give yourself permission to make yourself comfortable. Whatever that means. Watching old episodes of, it says Gossip Girl, but please don't watch old episodes of Gossip Girl, okay? That will put you in a worse mood, trust me. Playing Angry Birds, I don't get that either, or taking a nap. Now, I will tell you, if you take a nap, don't go more than 30 minutes. You take an hour nap, hour and a half nap, you're going to wake up in a worse mood. Okay, and just remember, it's okay to have a bad day, and it will pass. This too will pass. So, I've tried these things. Sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't. Last time I was in a bad mood, nothing worked until my wife got home. And then I was able to sit down and just tell her, golly, I'm in such a bad mood. And what was so lovely about my wife is that she didn't, what's wrong with you? Oh, why are you in a bad mood? If you're with somebody that you love or like, don't do that to them. Don't confront them and say, what's wrong with you? That's going to